Hello, my name is Chloe. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing you the third and final of my parts of the Immune read-along. So if you are unaware, I was taking part in the Tandem Collective's first ever YouTube read-along of this book, Immune by Philipp Dettmer. I was reading this in January. I did an unboxing video of the stuff I was given, which I will link down in the description, and I will also link the live show I did. It was reading sprints but dedicated to this book, so I will link that down below as well. And today we're coming in with some little challenges, and I'll give you a quick review of the book. So I'm not going to hold this the whole time, otherwise my arm will hurt. So can we... There we go. It will be in the background because I cannot hold that thing. It's quite heavy. As I have mentioned before, this was a sponsored read along, but that does by no means change how I would review the book and what I would say about it. One of the things you guys have told me over the past 4 years is that you appreciate how honest I am and how I don't beat around the bush about my opinions, so that would never change due to a sponsored read along. I would probably be more controlled in my negative comments, but just to preface this, it is sponsored, so I will do my utmost to maintain my personality in this review. To give you a quick overview of the book, it is a detailed but understandable summary of what the immune system does, how it works, and how different bacteria and or just pathogens as a whole can infect the immune system, and what impacts that has on your body that you're unaware of, that you are aware of. There are detailed looks at autoimmune diseases, at cancer, at COVID. The book is definitely written in a way that is understandable, and I was so grateful for the little summaries. So this read-along was broken down into 13 chunks, and at the end of chapters, there was often a little summary paragraph about what we'd learned so far and how it linked together. And I was so grateful for that because I did find it hard to retain the information. I think why I struggled, and this is just me and I know what I'm like, if it's non-fiction, for me to retain that information, if I take it back to, I say take it back, I was studying up until November of last year. If I need to remember something, I need to first read it and then I need to write it out. With a fiction story, that works perfectly fine because I don't need to recall each piece of information. I just need the solid big plot points. But when I'm reading a non-fiction and all of the chapters linked together, I do need to basically write the book out myself, which isn't the best. And it's why I do often keep away from non-fiction. But that is just my personal how I take in non-fiction. The actual book, I think, was well written, and there were definitely times there could have been less use of the phrase "in a nutshell." Philipp Dettmer is one of the creators of the YouTube channel In a Nutshell, and maybe could have used that phrase a little bit less, just constructive criticism, because it was a lot. I get that was the point, but still. There are also lovely creators on this read-along, and everyone has positive things to say about this book. So I will link the other creators down in the description so you can go and check their review videos out. I definitely did not dislike this book, but I think it's been a learning experience for me in terms of what non-fiction I enjoy. I love true crime, and there are a few memoirs I like, but I feel like I've done a lot of learning. If any of you guys are unaware, if you found me through this read-along rather than my usual videos, I was studying to become a chartered accountant over the past 3 years, and it was in university doing accounting before that. So it's been a very heavy learning area for me. I stopped studying in November, that's when my exams were, so to go straight into a heavy non-fiction in January did feel like learning to me, and maybe I should not have agreed for a non-fiction read-along. So thank you so much to Tandem for offering me a space on this read-along. I really do hope you will continue to do them in the future for all different types of books, and yeah, just like, hope you enjoyed having me. So without further ado, let's get into the challenges that we have been given to complete based on the book. The first challenge I will pop here, and it's which immune cell are you? Are you a T cell or are you more of a macrophage? Take the quiz linked below to find out. So I will put the link to the quiz down in the description, and I will start recording my screen so we can take the quiz together. Okay, so Oh dear, we have ads, but that's okay. We should be able to see the quiz now. It's 8 questions. Which immune cell are you? On a team, what role do you usually play? I produce tools to help us achieve our goals. I work on details with unparalleled focus. I do lots of research so we can reach our goals. I'm flexible and do whatever is most needed. Or I facilitate the team personally, ensuring our success. Now, I saw Alice do this question and there was a lot of thought in it. I work on details. You tell me what to do, I will do it, and I will do it right. But yeah, it's me. My friends would describe me as a problem solver, passionate, multifaceted, creative, or a leader. I feel like a lot of those could be me, but I think passionate might be the biggest one. I know that Victoria, who's also on this read-along tour, I think she would definitely describe me as passionate. She knows what I'm like when I really get het up about something and believe in something. So, passionate. What type of traveller are you? This is interesting. There's always 1 or 2 things I have to see or do no matter what. If I don't, I might get a bit cross. Fair. Make a record of everything I see or do, whether through social media, a journal, or regular emails, so others can experience the trip with me as much as possible. I don't think we need to read them. I think that's me, but let's carry on. I have a long list of places I want to go and I'm diligently checking them off. I prefer to see many places, not spend a ton of time in each place. Not me. I'm the planner of the group. I am the planner. I like to book my itinerary with as many things as possible. My trips are more of a whirlwind. I keep a record. We know I do this. I actually set up my journal last night for my next trip. So yeah. When faced with conflict, what is your go-to response? Keep the big picture in mind, as focusing on small details can distract from diffusing the problem. Face it with cool efficiency. Gather as much information as you can to decide how to proceed. Implement a multi-pronged comprehensive solution, or get others' opinions first so you feel confident in how you decide to proceed. Get others' opinions. So another thing that has happened recently, if you follow my vlogs, is I have resigned from my job and got a new job. And before I even started applying for jobs, I took one of my work colleagues for a coffee and asked for her opinion. So get others' opinions. What activity is a must do on weekends? Checking with family or friends, organising my home, usually leading to donations and recycling, trying new recipes, working on my hobbies, checking the news. Working on my hobbies. Today is currently a Saturday and it's a big filming day for me, so working on my hobbies. Which career most appeals to you? Engineer, artist, archaeologist, flight attendant, or politician? Out of those, flight attendant, 100%. Which trait is most important to you? Adaptability, confidence, intelligence, resourcefulness, or passion? That's an interesting one. I want to say passion again. I feel like you can be unconfident in something and you might not be intelligent enough to do it, but if you have the passion to get somewhere, you can do it. I feel like I've just waffled, but that made sense in my head. So passion. What do you bring to the party? I know my answer already. Sorry, Molly. All the gossip, games which you will teach everyone to play, myself, what more could they want, food or drinks, gotta keep up everyone's energy levels, or photos from my latest trip. All the gossip. I am the biggest gossiper. My friends know this. Ooh, so I am a neutrophil. Nothing beats the passion of these special forces of the immune system. Your drive to reach goals and contribute to the greater good is so great that it can be impressive, even intimidating to others. While your focus is bar none, do take care you don't burn out or develop tunnel vision, as this can also derail your overall goal. This is so me. I did not know an immune quiz was going to get my personality so much. Okay. That's interesting. Thank you, Tandem, for scarring me with that. The next challenge is, what are your 3 dinner party facts from Immune? And I have written down 3 facts I got from the book, which aren't too difficult to understand. It was just a bit more mind-blowing. So the first one is the average human body is made up from, I'm reading my notes, sorry about that, but I can't remember these off by heart. The average human body is made from around 40 trillion cells. That is more than 100 times as many people as have lived in the 250,000 year long history of humanity. 40 trillion cells, which is more than 100 times the number of humans that have ever been alive. That's amazing. Each body. Then, this one's kind of gross. Every single second, you shed around 40,000 dead skin cells. Shedding dead skin at 40,000 cells a second. That is disgusting. And then this one freaked me out, but let's go with it. Your heart pumps and transports nearly 2,000 gallons of blood through your body every single day. I don't even see how that is possible. I don't know where the gallons start and stop counting, but 2,000 gallons a day. Can we not? Ugh. Next up, there is a drawing challenge. I am gonna opt out of this one. My drawing skills are abysmal. I cannot draw a stick man, so we don't need to see that, but Alice will be linked down in the description. I checked out her video and she's got a really cool metaphor drawing going on, so do go check her out if you want to see some good drawing, because she says her skills are abysmal and then she still draws this whole scene, and no, it can't be me. Number 4 is, who is Immune the perfect gift for? And I actually have a perfect answer for this, because as soon as I finish filming this video, this book is being packaged up and sent to Crazy Mal's son Matthew. I hope he doesn't mind being embarrassed. It's fine. I hope I don't embarrass him. But Crazy Mal, as we call her, is one of my biggest supporters here on YouTube. She is an absolute gem. So when she reached out and said, do you think Immune would be good for Matthew's like home education stuff, I was like, yeah, solid, it is yours as soon as I am done with it. So this is going to be packaged up and it is going to a young teenager to help him learn about the immune system. So I guess what I'm saying as a broad answer is, it is a detailed look at the immune system, but it is so easily understandable that I really do think Matthew's going to have no problem knowing what's going on here. And I also think the humour in this book is going to be very well suited to him, and I think he's going to find it funny. Especially like the hot dog wiener chapter. It's a long story, but I feel like he's going to find it funny and informative. So perfect gift for young teenage boy doing schoolwork. And the final challenge, number 5, is to check out the YouTube channel. It turns out I've been pronouncing this wrong. I keep going with Kyrgyzstan. It's not that, but it means in a nutshell. So checking out the In a Nutshell YouTube channel. So let me get my AirPods and we will get filming. So the actual challenge says they want my reaction to my choice of video and tell us what topic Philip should write his next book about. So let's head over to YouTube. So I'm screen recording again, and it turns out this channel has now hit 20 million subscribers. How I had not watched a full video of theirs since this read along is mind-blowing to me. So videos, there's one on the black hole, terraforming Mars with lasers, why you're lonely and how to make friends. That's interesting. Yeah, let's go with why you're lonely and how to make friends. I feel like that could be a nice one. Okay, hopefully it's all recording correctly, and I will try and add my comments where necessary. Otherwise, I'm just going to be staring at this phone.
Friends make life good. They provide the scaffolding that makes it not just bearable, but fun. They give us a sense of meaning and purpose, and are a source of security, self-esteem, and happiness. Almost nothing predicts how happy you will be as how connected you feel, and a lack of social connection is associated with a number of diseases and a shorter life.
God.
But maybe you have scrolled through your phone unsure who to call to go to a movie with, to celebrate with, or ask for comfort. You may realize that you don't have enough friends and feel lonely. And it's not just you. Disconnectedness and loneliness are widespread. Many people want more close friends but don't know how to get them. Surprisingly, nowadays, loneliness is highest among young people, whose relationships were also hit especially hard by the global pandemic. Social distancing stopped teens and young adults from mingling in classrooms, clubs, or dorms.
Yep.
Millions of friendships, maybe lifelong friendships, that might have blossomed will never exist, with profound long-term consequences for our collective happiness. The good news is that it's not too late, and there are lots of friends to be found. We'll mix scientific information with actionable advice in this video, but we can't address every individual situation. People, cultures, and schedules are different. If you suffer from chronic loneliness, you can also watch the video we made about it. Okay,
That was a thing.
as with all important things in life, making friends is infuriatingly simple, but not necessarily easy. but it works through a few pretty straightforward mechanisms. The most important thing about making friends. People make friends with other people when they spend casual time together. This is how our ancestors formed their relationships, because humans lived in small, close-knit communities in which options for making friends were limited, so we just formed good relationships with the people who were around us. This is why it's so easy to form new friendships in school and university. Society locks you and your peers in a building for several years. You share similar activities, but more importantly, similar schedules. Overlapping and fluctuating social circles form, naturally giving you regular FaceTime and shared experiences with many different people. Time to find others with similar worldviews or senses of humor. Proximity can be more important than similar interests. One study found that in student dormitories, the distance between rooms was the strongest friendship predictor. Living closer together meant a higher chance of becoming friends.
Wow. Well, yeah.
Another study showed that being physically present in a class a lot without saying a word makes others more sympathetic to you. So the most important principle of making friends is to regularly spend time with people in the real world. This alone can make it happen automatically and trumps all other advice. But don't forget that making friends is not a numbers game or a competition. Don't compare yourself to others. Everyone has a social calibrator that can change as you go through life. Maybe you were more introverted as a teen, but yearn for connection in your 20s. Maybe you were part of sprawling social circles, but prefer fewer friends in your 30s. There is no right or wrong, only right for you. Why we don't have enough friends. The main reason for a lack of friendships is the simple fact that most people don't prioritize friendships nearly enough. They don't realize until it's too late that retaining friendships demands regular energy and attention. Although they are so important for happiness, friends often take a back seat to other life decisions. Work, commuting, romance, or kids take up so much time and energy that it's so much easier to crash on your couch and lose yourself in mindless activities. Especially as an adult, going for a bike ride, getting dinner, or visiting a hobby store takes much more mental effort and commitment than it did after school, when time ran slower and energy and curiosity were abundant. But it's not just adults who are too busy for friends. The average American teenager spends more time on TikTok every day than socializing at parties, events, or on the phone with friends combined.
Like, I stand by it.
Established friendships don't require the same time investment as early friendships to keep up, but they do require some commitment. As life distracts you, it's easy to skip out on checking in when a friend goes through exciting or depressing times. And so many friendships fade for lack of attention, often by accident. Which is extra tragic because there is never only one person losing a friend, it's always at least two. Another thing that makes many people vulnerable is the way friendship networks are structured. The friendship paradox is the phenomenon that on average, most people have fewer friends than their friends. Which makes sense, since you're more likely to be friends with someone who has many friends than with someone who has few. Rather than being densely interconnected, friend networks are often built around central hubs. So if central people disappear from your life, this can deprive you of many connections at once. And it can lead to a distorted self-perception that you are less popular than others, although you are perfectly average. It can get worse quickly with big life events. Maybe you move for school, work, or love and are left without social networks. Or you had a breakup that left you with the smaller part of the formerly shared social pie. The reasons why you find yourself with less connection than you want are as diverse as people, but the underlying cause is almost always time. There is no shortcut. To make new friends and retain friendships, you have to prioritize relationships, spend time with people in real life, and make them feel that you care. So take a look at yourself and rebalance what you spend your life doing. How to make new friends. Studies have shown that new friendships can develop quite quickly, weeks after you meet someone. But it takes a few months for a casual friendship to become a close relationship, with the biggest impediment being time invested and the quality of your interactions. To make friends, it helps if you intentionally look for people you have things in common with and who are open to new relationships. You want to make it easy for yourself, so examine what kind of person you are. Generally speaking, extroverts tend to crave sensory stimulation, spicier foods, loud music, or the excitement of engaging a crowd. Introverts, often confused with shy people, tend to be more sensitive to sensory stimulants and prefer quieter surroundings, fewer people, and even less spicy
I
food.
feel like I'm literally both.
Different places attract different people. Not everybody can easily make friends at a bar or a football game. Not everybody finds a stroll through a park or a bookstore stimulating.
See, I like both.
Men especially form friendships around shared activities, but in general, it's a good idea to go to places that feel comfortable, where there are people you might like who do things you find interesting. Look for local clubs or opportunities to volunteer. Check out what hobby stores are around and dust off your Space Marines, or see if there are new D&D groups in your city and ask if you could join one. Check meetup apps for gaming nights or wine tasting, join a sports club, or look for people who go hiking or want to cook together. Another obvious avenue is your professional life. It helps if you work in a job that attracts people like you, so you might consider this when you choose a career. Deepening your relationship with colleagues can lead to great friendships, especially if you look for peers and there is no power imbalance. And of course, there are friends you've lost touch with. You may be able to revive some of these relationships. In some cases, all it needs is a call or an invitation. Research shows that more often than not, the other person will appreciate that you've reached out. There are likely way more opportunities to spend time with others than you are aware of. And if there aren't, you can take the initiative and create them. Invitations are signals to start friendships. So bring people together by having a dinner party, organising a football game after work, or starting a board game group. Everybody appreciates people who organise fun things, and the simple act of reaching out can kickstart a self-propelling upward spiral of well-being, fun and connectedness that can seriously improve the life of everyone around you in meaningful ways. If you meet someone you vibe with, it's pretty scary to make the first move, but they may feel the same way. Equally interested in a friendship, but also blocked by fear of rejection. So it's worth going for it. Worst case, they're not interested, which will sting for a few hours, but the best case could be a lifelong friendship. A risk well worth the reward.
Okay, we're going to stop it there because I did pick a 12-minute video. But I was actually like nearly tearing up at some parts of that because I feel like it's such a key thing that's happened in my life. So without going into this is an immune video, not social interaction. Just before the pandemic, I got out of a long-term relationship and started a long-distance relationship. Went into a pandemic, moved back in with my parents. Obviously we weren't allowed to see anybody that wasn't family for quite a long time. And then I have this such a broad community of online friends, and even in that video it highlighted how important it is to see people in person. So I have just started going to a line dancing class once a week. I am definitely the youngest there, but I have such a good time with the ladies. And I am organising in-person events with bookish friends. I have like 3 planned in the next 2 months, so I feel like I'm on the right track, and I did find that video very interesting. If anything, it just made me feel not alone straight away and not different, which I love. So my suggestion for Philipp Dettmer is to do a book on social interactions in some way and how you form relationships. One thing I did find really interesting was the evolutionary take on that. So before I got into accounting, I did psychology as well. I did like 4 years of psychology, 4 or 5 years. And I find it very interesting, especially evolutionary psychology. So making friends with a hint at evolutionary psychology, I am in. Philip, I would read that. But I think that's all we have time for today. So please do let me know down in the comments if you are going to go check out the YouTube channel. In a nutshell, I think it's absolutely great and they're just easy videos to watch and easy to understand. Let me know if you're picking up Immune, if you have read Immune. I would love to hear your thoughts. But just to round off this video, thank you so much again to Tandem Collective for this opportunity. I am so grateful. And as I said in a joking way, but like seriously, if you branch into more read-alongs, I am there. Just ask. But yeah, on that note, thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.